Hi, my name's Matt and welcome to Sit Happens Dog Training. Today we are going to be dealing with separation anxiety. A lot of dogs are having this problem at the minute, okay? So if your dog's had it for years, if it's really severe or if it's quite mild, or if it's just started happening recently because of all the lockdowns, okay, and you've been with your dog more often, I can help you. Separation anxiety comes from the fact that dogs are pack animals. No one dog wanders off and leaves the other dogs on their own and comes back. They do everything as a pack. We, as a species, humans, we do go off on our own and come back. Most dogs understand and get that. You have them from scratch and you're going to work and you're coming back and so on. The lockdowns have really messed a lot of people up with their dogs, okay? You haven't done anything wrong, so don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't feel like you've done anything bad. I'm going to teach you how to slowly start minimizing this separation anxiety and eventually get rid of it completely. Now, the three biggest things which lead to separation anxiety. The first one is, and these aren't in importance of order, but the first one is not enough exercise. If your dog's not getting enough physical exercise to begin with, then they're pent up. They're pent up and then you leave and they've already started to have separation anxiety, can't even speak, then that's only going to add fuel to the fire. That's the importance of this. It's only going to add fuel to the fire. So make sure they are walked sufficiently. How do you do that? Go on Google, have a look at your dog's breed. Start there, what they suggest. If you got a mixture, start with a dog that's roughly your dog's size. That breed, start with that amount that they say on Google, right? And increase or decrease depending upon if your dog is calmer or not. Just in general in the day, general in the evening, okay? If they're pent up and they're running around all of the time, still in the house, they're not getting exercise enough. So exercise is really important. The second one is a calm greeting, okay? Calm. This isn't the be all and end all. If your dog's fine and you greet you excitedly, no problem. I preach the calm greeting because a lot of people cause their dogs to have some separation anxiety because every time they come back, it's so exciting that the dog's waiting for this exciting response. They know you go, when you go, you come back. And they know when they come back, it's so exciting. So they're waiting for it. So it's like, oh, is that them? Oh, is that them? No. Was that them? No. And that they're hearing cars and they're like, oh, is that them? No. Oh, is that them? No. And then you finally come and there's this explosion of energy and they jump and go excitable and crazy and we feel bad because we've missed them. So we go, oh my God, aren't you a good doggy? And then that's what they're expecting. So when they're waiting for that, they get anxious, coupled with the fact that it's not natural for humans to leave anyway, and we've all been in lockdown with them. And the third one, which is what we're going to go over today. Oh, by the way, the calm greeting, I will put a link down in the description to my website for that. I will also put a link down in the description to my website for stay and for down, okay, how to teach that properly. Because you need stay and down in place before we do the next one. And that's what we're going to go over today, which is settle. Okay, the command settle does what it says on the tin. You teach your dog to calm down, because the third problem with separation anxiety, the third thing that causes it the most, is not leaving your dog in a calm state to begin with. What happens if you have a dog that has separation anxiety? As soon as you start getting ready to go out, they start getting stressed, don't they? Of course they do, because they know the pattern. They know when you put your coat on, they know when you pick your keys up, they know when you put your boots on, and all those sorts of things that you're leaving. What we've got to start doing is teaching them, before we leave, how to settle. But to do that, they need to be thoroughly exercised. They need to be having a calm greeting to begin with. And then they need to know down and they need to know stay. Now, stay doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need a dog that stays with another dog running past it. That's a really good stay. But you just need a stay where the dog doesn't lie down and immediately feel like it's got to get up and move and follow you when you go to another part of the house, okay? So to get down and to get stay, there'll be the links in the description. That'll go to my website. And I've got high quality, slow instructional videos. By slow, I mean really in depth, explaining how to step by step, and if your dog does the wrong thing, how to correct that. And you can rent or buy those. And then I've also got the free, quicker version on my YouTube channel. which will also be down in the description. You can pick which one you want to try. Once your dog has down in place and knows it well, to the end of the stages, that'll make more sense when you watch the down videos, there's stages, okay? When you get to the last stage and the dog just does it on command perfectly every time. And once your dog stays, then we're going to go settle, which I'm going to do for you now. So I hope you enjoy and enjoy watching Dottie and Rupert. They're just the opposite ends of the camera over there looking at me. I hope you enjoy seeing them learn to settle themselves, because they don't know it. Now, they don't know it because they don't need it, because they don't have separation anxiety, okay? There's been no need for me to teach them to settle. We tell them to lie down, they lie down, and they settle on their own. But I'm going to teach you what the parameters are now. So without further ado, here is how you teach your dogs to settle. Come on then, dog. Beautiful, good girl. So guys, we're going to go over settle. Now this is what you want. Remember, I'm going to say it one more time. Your dog already needs to know lie down as a command, and they need to know stay as well. So if they don't know those, remember description. Go down into the description, and there'll be links there to my YouTube channel and to my website. Okay. Now, once they have got down and they have got stay, pick their favorite bed. Pick their favorite thing. This is one of Dottie's favorite things to lie on. Okay, so that's why we're using it. If your dog's favourite thing to lie on right now is the sofa, and you also want to work on getting them off the sofa, don't try and do two things at the same time. Do this on the sofa for now, okay? Pick their favourite thing. It might be their dog bed, it might be the floor, whatever. Then what you do is get them on it. Tell them to lie down. Obviously, Dottie already just done it. Tell them to lie down, tell them to stay, okay? And then all you do is this. You say, settle. Wait a second. If they stay settled, good. Now, what's going to happen with most of you? You're going to say settle. Some of them might settle, some of your dogs. Some people's dogs, as soon as you start interacting with them, they might jump off and run off, okay? I'm going to reenact that for you now by telling her to settle and then throwing a treat over there. Obviously, don't do this. Don't tell them to settle and throw a treat. I'm going to do it so as soon as I tell her to settle, she runs off. And I want you to see what I do. A hint for you, it's going to be nothing, because I want it to only be calming, so I'm not going to correct it. So I'll show you now, okay? So if you say to your dog, settle, and then they jump off, like I'm going to reenact with Dottie now, here is how you deal with it. Settle. Nothing. Don't do anything. Call them back over after a couple of seconds. Dottie, come on. Good girl. Lie down. Good. Couple of gentle strokes. No corrections here. It's all about calm. And then go again. Settle. Good. And when I'm looking, because it might not be able to pick up on the camera here, when I'm looking down here, I'm not looking at her. Then I'm not holding eye contact. Don't tell your dog to settle and then do this. Stare. Because then they're still waiting for an input, a command. They're still waiting for information. And we don't want that. We want them to learn to just settle. So remember, if you say settle, if you tell them to lie down and stay and you say settle, and you're only aiming for a couple of seconds of them settling at the beginning before you give the treat, right? Hold the treats in your hand closed, by the way. If you say that and they jump and move straight away, or they sit up, or they don't react straight away. Don't do anything. So if I said to her, settle now, and she suddenly propped up into a sit or stood up, I wouldn't do anything for a couple of seconds. I'd get her back to lie down. Or if she runs off like she did when I threw the treat, I know I threw the treat, but you know, your dog might do that anyway without throwing the treat. And she runs off, call her back, pop her back down, settle it back down. Good. Everything's calm. Listen to my voice. So when I'm talking to you guys, it's quite normal, right? When I get excited, there's plenty of videos of me of that on my website and on YouTube, so you can watch those. Menji's completely different. When I'm talking to her, ready? Listen to how it changes. Good girl, Dad. Yes, it's everything slow and calm. Look at my fuss. Good. Very slow. It's not fast. Everything needs to merge together. We need calm here. Then I'll throw in another settle. Settle. Again, I'm not looking at her here now. I'm looking over there. After a couple of seconds, good. Good. Okay? And you do this about 10 times on the trot, like most training sessions, right? Do a few of those a day. When it's easy, like it is here for Dot, because she likes to lie on here anyway, right? When it's easy, for a couple of sessions on the trot, Then all you do is change slightly. So what you do is you say settle, and you just stand up. Then you come back down, and you see how now she's not quite settled. There was a bit of interest. That's okay. So I just wait for a second. She's calmed. Good. Good. Settle. And now you do this 10 times in your next training session. Good. So you see again, when I came down there then, and if you need to rewind, just rewind for a second. It was only a tiny bit, but there was some fast little movements and looking at my hand for the treats and ready. We don't want that. We want just calm. So I just had to wait a couple of seconds for it to settle. Then she got the reward. And that's all we're trying to teach her, literally what it says on the tin. Settle down, calm down. Once it's easy to stand up and stand back down, then you'd start taking a few steps away. Once it's easy to do that, then you'll disappear out of sight and come back. Once you're out of sight, when you're disappearing out of sight, appear back straight away. Like disappear, appear. Be quick with that. Still move slow, still be relaxed, but don't disappear straight away for 10 seconds, okay? Once that's easy, disappearing just out of sight, then be out of sight for 5 or so seconds, then build it up. Then you can play with the time. There's no magic amount. You don't have to go from 5 seconds to 10 seconds to 20 seconds to a minute. Play with it. The aim here then is to start building up that they settle when you're in another room. Now, quick disclaimer. If your dog would already do this, you know your dog would already do this. It's only when you go out the front door. What was that, darling? Did you get confused by something? Lie down. Settle. Good. If your dog only gets stressed when you're putting your coat on, only gets stressed when you're putting your shoes on, only gets stressed when you go out the front door, and it's fine you're going in another room, still do this. This is the point. You have to start from scratch, okay? So still do this. When you're in another room and they're completely calm and happy settling here, and you can come in and out, and they'll stay there and they'll be relaxed, then put them in this state of mind again. Do a few easy ones. So say you've got to the point where you're going in another room, which you want to be doing, and moving things around and doing a few bits and pieces, and come back in and they're still settled. Do a few of those, and then put your shoes on, or do one of the triggers, whether it's putting your shoes on, or whether it's getting your keys, or whether it's putting your coat on, or whether it is opening the front door. Tell them to settle. Just do the one. So if that's pick up the keys, then put the keys back down and come back. If they've stayed settled, give a treat and a fuss. If they calmly. If they got up and excitable, no correction, remember. Come over calmly, get them back over, tell them to lie down, tell them to settle. Try again. Calm. What we're doing is we're creating a new pathway in the brain, basically. We really are. We're teaching your dog. This is where you need to calm and relax. Okay, there's a safe space in this house without me. You don't need me to be here to feel safe, because that's what it is. They're pining over you and you're gone. You don't need that. Settle. So start, even if your dog doesn't, you feel like your dog doesn't need hardly any of this. Do it anyway, please, please. Really take your time. Do multiple sessions of around 10 training repetitions per session. So 10 of the settle. Good. Do about 10 of those per session, right? And do multiple sessions throughout the day. When you're adamant, when it's this easy, do a few more sessions. Then go to standing. Do loads of those sessions. Then go to standing and taking a step away. Don't rush. Go really slowly. Get hundreds and hundreds of repetitions of your dog getting used to just settling. And then start adding the distance, you moving away. Then start adding the duration. Not only you moving away, but being away for longer. Then start adding the triggers, whether it's the keys or your boots or a certain coat or just the door. And come back. Don't open the door if the trigger's the door. Don't open the door, go outside, walk down the road, come back to. Don't do that, it's too much. Touch the door handle, close, let go of the door handle, come back over. If they stayed there, good. If they haven't, or if they've stayed there but they've got up and they're alert and they're not settled, come back, calm back down. By that I mean gentle, talking like this. Good, good. However long that takes, settle them back down. Maybe then do another couple of easy ones, just standing up, walking out into the kitchen, coming back, not one of their triggers. A couple of times, then go back and try and do the trigger again. This is all you want to do, okay? But remember, before all of this, you need an exercise dog. You need a dog that doesn't have a high energy greeting, because as soon as you get past this part, you don't want to then be nipping outside, coming back in, and the dog being super bouncy all over the place again, okay? Because that's defeating the object. Calm. And then once you've got those two things, an exercise dog and a calm greeting, then you need to make sure your dog knows down and stay, at least to a degree. Okay, down 100%, stay at least to a degree. And then you need to practice this settling, don't we, darling? Yeah. Good. So I've got three more treats. We're going to do 3 on the trot and then we'll finish the video. Any questions, any concerns, any issues, anything that doesn't make sense, comment down below and I'll answer them, okay? No problem at all. Right, last 3 for Dottie and then we'll be done. Settle. Good girl. Good girl. Settle. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Settle. Good girl. Good girl. Good. So that's it, guys. Take your time. I know we might want to get it fixed quickly. You can't. You really need to take your time with this. Okay, the slower you go, the faster you'll get there, as cliche as that sounds. I hope you have a good day, and I hope soon you get to a time where your dog is calm and relaxed when you leave the house. Bye. Good girl.